Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Project ATM Star. I did put out a short about how my last couple of episodes got corrupted. So this is going to be kind of more advanced than the last episode that I dropped for this series. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go quickly over everything that I've done, and then we're going to go ahead and move forward from that point. So just like in the short, as you could see, I have the 3 different rituals here maxed out. And also what I was able to have get done, especially with Ars over here, is I set up R6 time or processing, but it's not 100% done yet. It still needs to have some things attached to everything so that it could start working. Also, what I need to do is I need to get all the modium so that I could get the furnaces for this. But I'm gonna go ahead and flip around here so you can see exactly what I did. So here we go. All right. So this is my setup, or at least the beginning of my setup. I have 20 of these guys. That took an extremely long time to do it. It's to the point where I set up the hoppers in a chest for all the books, and I just let this thing run, and I used creature catchers to capture them all, and I brought them over to this little pit with the containment ritual and ritual brazier, and I captured every single one into the containment jars. And then also in each of these has a pusher on top and a puller on the bottom, so that when the raw ores come in here, it will get pushed down, gets ground up, and then gets pulled into here. And then at this point, what I'm going to do is right here in the middle, I'm going to have maybe like 4 different furnaces. I'll probably have a furnace per side to go ahead and start smelting all the dust that comes in from these guys, and then have it pushed back into our system. So that is now where we're at. Also, major shout out to Pilpo. His video allowed me to get this situated to where anytime the day cycle turns to night, this side will go off and it will turn it back to day. This side is for any time the rain starts. This will activate and the rain will then stop. Super easy. You do need 2 variable stores, one for each side, 2 modular routers, and of course the ritual brazier. So how I have this set up is on this side, if the weather is rain is true, then what it will do is it will send a redstone signal to the modular router. Of course, I have a puller module and 2 activator modules. So what this will do is it'll pull in the cloud shape. The activator module will then right click onto the ritual brazier, the cloud shape, and then the second activator module here will right click this again to activate it. So it's super simple, and I have the world readers here set up on both sides. This side for the day is, I have a card here, is day, and then false. It will then also send a redstone signal to this and do the exact same thing. So that all that is set up. I changed the item collector here to the Zycraft collector, because what this does is it will actually pull in the items before they actually become entities, reducing lag by a lot, because I was experiencing a lot of lag due to this. So we have that taken care of. I did make ender source jars, so we now have that. So I have 2 ender source jars here, receiving source from the agronomic source link from the cactus breaking. And so far I only have this enchanting apparatus set up. I will be finishing up Ars probably in the next episode. And then another thing that I did between last episode and to this one is I actually was able to make the nitro reactors. So I have 4 nitro reactors and then 4 spirited reactors all set up with our system to pull in the block of coal, redstone, dry ice, and the uranite and push into the system so that this will always be filled up with resources to go ahead and produce the power continuously. And then in between each one I have a plug that's connected to both sides, and each one is set to bypass limit. So right now power is not an issue, which is great. I also set up down at the bottom, I have 2 ME requesters to make sure that we have certain items always full. The acacia log here, the reason for that is this right here. I have the formation planes placing acacia blocks or the acacia logs down so that the fluid extractors could do their thing. And then I have the latex processing unit set up with the pattern provider to make dry rubber. And then on this side, I have the dissolution chamber, which I need to make a mob farm to get the pink. So the pink slime. So we'll need to set up a mob farm strictly for that. So you'll get the pink slime and the meat, the liquid meat. And so we'll set up the mob farm to get that going, and then we'll set up the drawers for it so that we have that coming in as well. And then what we're going to do, and I'll probably do this in the mining dimension, is we'll need to get the stasis chambers and some laser drills so that we could farm off the wither and get the ether gas. So once I get the mob farm going and I get some more pink slime, we'll go ahead and do the wither farming for the ether. So quite a bit has changed. Ooh, also another thing. I fixed this. I was using the wrong facade. And I figured out the right facade. So now we all have this and it's all flush with the rest of it. So it looks really nice. And I also did this. So I have the cable passing through the facade. I also made one for glass, just so that, you know, doesn't look like there's a hole right here. So we got that all taken care of. So let's go ahead and jump into what we are going to do next, which I think we need to set up the builder. So builder is going to be with the RFTools. It's not too difficult to make, actually. However, this does take a lot of power. And I mean a ton of power. Okay, so we have the builder. Now we need the shape card. And I think what I want to do is I want to get the fortune one. Just because I want the clearing. I think I want the clearing. So the reason why I want to get the fortune one is because it's just even more resources. So if we got the fortune coming in plus the 6-time crusher demon, you know, we'll be pretty good. We'll be absolutely wonderful. Let's get some paper here. I think we need a couple of bricks. Okay, so we got that. Then we need the query card, which we need a diamond shovel. This one. And then I think that will allow us to do this guy. And query. Okay. What do I need for you? Dimensional shards. Don't I have dimensional shards? Hold on one second. Demon. Oh, I guess not. That's easy to make. What was I missing? Nether quartz. I can make a ton of that real quick. I might need to put this into my ME requester because nether quartz is something I think I use a lot. But we'll have to see. Dimensional shard. Go ahead and get some more of that. Okay, perfect. Now let's go back to our cards. Let's see, can I make you now? Okay, make you. Okay, make you. And then last but not least, that one. All right. So for this, what I like to do is, we're not going to do, let's see. What do I need to do? Do I want to do a double chest and then have everything go into an ender chest? which will then get pushed over here. And then that's how I will get everything situated. I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to do a double chest, have some stuff set up so it voids off certain things like the dirt and everything, because I don't need that. Actually, you know what? Do I need that? Let's see. Dirt. Oh no. No, I'm good. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I missed those. Okay, I have all those locked. Okay, so we have the iron. Now we need gold, and then we need diamond, and then the netherite one is just that. Okay, that's easy enough. And then what I want to do is I want to get some stack upgrades. And while I'm getting all this situated, I will go ahead and bring you guys back. Okay, I am back and I got everything I need. So I have the oak netherite chest, the stack upgrades and the void upgrade. Also have the builder and the clearing fortune query card. In my bag, I have points because we're going to make sure that we need as many, as much energy going to this as possible. I also have some ultimate pipe upgrades that we're going to be putting into an ender chest. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and make that now. Ender chest. Because we'll need to set this up with specific colors. What color wool do we have? Let's do black. We'll do black wool. So ender chest. This guy. Get rid of the orange. So we need 2 of those. One for the mining dimension and then one for here in our little setup. And then we need, I wanted to use item pipes. That won't be enough. Let's get more. Okay, that should be enough. And then, like I said, I have the ultimate pipe upgrades in here, which is fine. Okay, let's go to the mining dimension and get this all set up. Okay, I kind of want to go a little bit of ways away from our spot here. I want to make sure we are good. So we could do right here. So we'll do F3G. We'll find our chunk borders. And what I'm going to do is I will put this guy down, put the chest on, put the upgrades in, and then what I'll do is clear around it on all sides, except for the top, of course, because there's the chest. And then let me grab our points and a chest and my wrench and one of these. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put that all the way around. Because like I said, this thing uses a ton of power. And it could only accept so much from each face. I believe it's like 20 FE. I don't know if they fixed this though, but just in case, I'm doing it anyways. And that should be all of them. Perfect. Okay. So we got all that filled up. I'll go ahead and just plop these back down. Throw that back in there. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a couple of corners, and that will basically mine out everything that I select. And it's going to be a massive area, just so we could get a lot of resources coming in. So what I like to do is a 9x9 chunk area, or I'm sorry, not a 9x9, a 3x3. So we got 1, 2, 3. And so what I'll do is I'll select this corner. And then so 1, 2, 3, and I will select this corner, make sure I'm in the actual corner. And then I go straight down, all the way down to bedrock. And then that's where I will select my second corner. All right, so now that we have the second corner selected, let's go ahead and go back to the top here. All right, so now that we're back at our builder, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just put the card in there. Now you see nothing happened just yet. That's because we gotta tell it to start. And if you want, you could go ahead and turn on the preview, and you can see where now in this hole that I dug, it's all blue, which means that's exactly what I want. So let's go ahead and turn this on and let it rip. Okay, so now that we got that started, we're going to go ahead and put the dirt in here, and we'll put the cobble in here because we don't want that stuff clogging up the inventory because there's going to be a ton of it. And then when it gets deeper, we'll go ahead and put in the netherrack and the endstone. This is looking pretty good. There's going to be some things that I'll also void off, like these sapphires and anything else that we're not going to need. I don't like keeping this stuff around either because it's just, we have coal and I don't want to use anything else. Go ahead and get rid of all the dirt here and the cobblestone. And look at that. We're getting a bunch of stuff, which is good. Okay, so all that's gone. We'll get rid of the titanium. Let's see, what can I do with this? Anything special? Nothing really. Is that on my list up here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that as well. And then also I like to just get rid of these. We don't really need them. Go ahead and get rid of salt. Keep the runes. Keep the arcane crystals. Alright, this is looking good. And it's moving pretty quick. I think because we have a ton of power going into it, it's able to not lag behind and just continue to go at it. So we'll go ahead and let that run. It's going to take a little bit to do all 9 chunks. And let's go ahead and set up the ender chest. Actually, before I have it go into the ender chest, let me do the... Oh, I have endstone here right now. Do that. I'll also get rid of the deep slate. Don't need that. And the netherrack. Perfect. Okay. Get rid of the ruby. Don't want it. Anything else? Tungsten don't need. Salmonite don't need. I might have to make another void upgrade. But I think for right now, actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do that now. So anytime we run into anything that we don't want, we could go ahead and just put in this one now. Do the white, green, perfect, perfect. Cinnabar, get rid of. Go ahead and get rid of the deep slate. All right, that's looking good. And I think we'll keep everything else. Perfect. Okay. So let me grab the item pipe here. Slap that down real quick. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to filter the list first. And what I mean by that is I only want it to pull what's on my list here. I'm going to go ahead and item tag. Submit. I know there might be a better way to do this, but I'd rather just have it fine-tuned like this. So let me go ahead and do this real quick, and I will bring you guys back once I am done. Okay, I am all done. I got that situated. I have the list of the ores that will be pulling from this dimension. Does this... Can this be crushed? I don't like that. It's not good enough. I have a better recipe for the ancient debris. So I'm not too worried about that. So now let's go ahead and head back over to the overworld, back home, and let's set up the other side here. Let me go ahead and grab this ender chest, and I'm going to put it right here. Now what we can do is we could grab these and start filtering them one after the other. I also need to lock the bottoms down so that doesn't happen. Let me go ahead and get that situated. This isn't linked to my system at all, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all this get pushed into furnaces right here in the middle. I'll have a furnace for each side, and then the ingots or the resources that get produced after being smelted will get pushed back into the system. So this will be independent from our system. Let's go ahead and get rid of these borders. All right, so now we also have the dust here, which will help keep things from doing what we just experienced. Go ahead and put that in there. And now you can see it's working the way it is intended. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and let's do a slash back. Because what I want to do is I want to go ahead and get all these labeled up so that when they do come in, that one, can this be crushed? No. Put that back. Can this be crushed? Not good enough. Well, no, that can be. Is it not in my list over here? Okay. And I'm just kind of curious. I'm going to test one of these just to see if we actually do get six time dust. Then pull that off. Just making sure I got everything here. Doesn't look like I have zinc. Okay, there's one that I'm missing. I'm just not sure what it is. I might have not even gotten it yet. So we'll take a look. So let's go back home. And let's get these put down. We have iron, gold. Looks like I missed a drawer. I'll go ahead and get that locked. I'll make sure I'm not doubling up on things here. Oh, got 2 more here. Okay, so the fluorite is no good. I'll just go ahead and let this do its thing. Go ahead and pull it out of here. Okay, so fluorite is a no-go. So let me go ahead and unlock this, lock it back up. So let me try with ancient debris, see what happens. Okay, ancient debris is pretty good. Question is are we able to smelt this? Okay, no, that's actually really good. Okay, so ancient debris will be definitely one of them. So I'll have to make sure I change that on the filter. Let me get zinc in here real quick. Let me make sure I don't have it anywhere else. Okay. Let's put zinc down here. Perfect. All right, let me go ahead and do a slash back. And then I'm going to change that filter as well to add in ancient debris. That was actually really good. That's a 6 time on an ancient debris. My other way was going to be only a 3 time. So it wasn't that good. Okay, so we have iron, copper, gold, aluminum, lead, nickel, osmium, platinum, silver, tin. I need to get another uranium. Doesn't look like I have yet. Do I have some in the system? I do. I could just add that in. Okay. Zinc, we have. Iridium, we have. Can't do... I mean, we can, but we don't have a way to automate that. So I'm just going to take that off the list. So we just have these 5 to go. Which eventually I will get because we do have the nether and the end biome in here. So eventually we will be getting those. Alright, let's go ahead and get back home. And let's finish setting this up so that each drawer gets its own. Okay, so it looks like we'll have 1 drawer left open, which is perfectly fine. Now let me grab all of this. Might need more pipe upgrades, but that's perfectly fine. I'll go ahead and get this fixed up real quick. Nope, that should be fine. Okay. So I have 1 ultimate pipe upgrade. I need 3 more. Let's go ahead and craft those up. Perfect. Oh, and we got the Azure Silver, so let me go ahead and get this put in a drawer. Perfect. Now I need a ton of storage upgrades. Let's see. Let's do 6 times 3. Oh, we're missing all that. Okay. It's fine. Gold. The way I have this set up is not the best. Because if I try and have a crafter craft blocks, it will break, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. Just do this, spam a bunch. Eventually we won't have to worry about this because of these demon crushers pushing back everything back into the system. It'll be pretty nice to have this all set up. I could set up ME requesters to have more of these updated, but I'm not worried about it. Get some more diamonds going. Do one more. I need to get more diamond seeds. Okay. So now let's go ahead and do our 64 times 3. So 192. Looks like we got everything, so let's go ahead and... Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Some ingredients cannot work extracted from the network. These always break. Alright, let me go ahead and troubleshoot, and I will bring you guys right back. I'll let you know what I find out. Okay, I'm back. Not too sure what happened. But it did not like doing that big of a craft. Because I did just a stack, and you can see there in the corner, it just completed. So it works. I'm not sure why it didn't work with 192. Okay, so we got all the upgrades, the diamond upgrades. I did put in a good amount for both the copper and the iron, because those are going to be the ones that are kind of the ones that are abundant. Everything else is looking pretty good. What I did was I set up, we have a wireless connector set up with 4 input buses into netherite furnaces. And I have every single one of these connected to each of these. Now for the netherite furnace, so what I did was I make sure the auto input output is on. The back is set as input and the bottom is set as output. And I leave the auto split off just because there is like the copper and iron could potentially clog that up and cause a bottleneck. And I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. So we got that all situated. Let's go ahead and go back down and take a look at our storage just to make sure everything is looking good. All right, take a look. Everything is looking absolutely perfect. I will need to make a change to my base because I did not give myself enough room. I think ultimately what I'm going to do is get a bunch of 4x4s and transfer each one of these items into the 4x4 with maxed out upgrades. I'll have netherite upgrades by that point. Netherite is not hard to come by. As you could see, I have 2,548 ingots, and I could definitely get more. Again, that is not a big problem at all. So there's that. So I'll get all that situated because I kind of limited myself on space and I need more compacting drawers. However, I think I'm going to shy away from compacting drawers because it's giving me issues and I'm not sure how to resolve that except for getting away from compacting drawers. Especially when I don't have enough resources for a certain item, like say for gold, for instance. When I don't have enough blocks, I can't tell the system to make me blocks automatically because there will be a conflict. Because it'll already see that there's blocks when there's not blocks. It's a strange thing. So until I have a better resource generation coming in, other than mystical agriculture, which is exactly what we set up. We have the Crusher Demons going at it, and that's going to help a lot. It's going to help a ton with the situation that I'm having, because we're always going to have ingots in the drawers. So maybe I'll stick with the compacting. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely need to increase the size of my base. Maybe I'll tear this down and just make a giant room and have that like a giant storage room. But for right now, I think that's going to be it. Let me go ahead and jump back up here to the top. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and call this episode here. We got this monstrosity of a resource generation, grinding, 6 times smelting behemoth here. And this is basically just the beginning. Once we get more into everything else, this thing's going to come in handy. So again, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end off the episode here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey of creating this massive thing. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.